I want to talk about an interesting aspect of this, and I can use the physical external as an example. I have several things that I talk about as far as your physical environment. Also things like, is your car up, does your car need maintenance? That would be a physical environment thing, because it's going to constantly weigh on you that I need to fix this and I can hear that noise and whatever. So there's lots of those kinds of things that happen in your physical environment. I want to talk about a couple things. One I call choke points, which is in a place usually in your environment that you're in most of the time, usually your house, could be the workplace, where you have to do some kind of maneuver to get through somewhere, and you're going back and forth. That's what I call a choke point. What that means is that you're using up a tiny bit of energy. You could call it a leak if you want, a tiny bit of energy every time you go through there to do something about it, to get through. So now I'm going to go to something else that is a personal experience that we had in the house we were living in, where they had an old fuel oil system, and as you know, they had the radiators against the wall, and they stick out from different walls around 6 inches. It was dormant, wasn't working. They'd put a heat pump in, so it was this dormant thing that was in the house that we moved into. And whenever we come through the side door in the garage, the one little part of that was next to the kitchen counter that was right there when you walked through the door had a loose end cap. And so you're walking into the house, you're carrying stuff, whatever, and almost more often than not, whoever's coming in knocks that cap off, and it clatters across the floor. So let's look at that thing that's going on there. So we walk in, we're not thinking about end caps or things at all, and then suddenly whack, clatter, clatter, clatter. So what happens? First of all, it's a startle, because the sound of this metal thing clattering across the floor was startling. Next, your mind starts going to work, going, "Oh man, I should have remembered that was there. Why don't I fix it? What can I do to fix this? Whatever." So mind crap went on in that instance. Then there's, if you're carrying something, set the thing down, go get the thing that went across the floor because you kicked it by accident, put it back on the thing, and again maybe recheck in with why can't I figure out, why isn't this important enough for me to do something about it so that this doesn't happen. Now you multiply that by 2 to 3 times a day walking in and out. You multiply that by 2 to 3 times people. How many times does that thing happen in one day? A fair amount. Now, it's still a short period of time. It's only maybe 10 seconds for the whole scenario to play out. But that's 10 seconds of some kind of energy leak. Now, multiply that times 365 days a year.
Yeah. And that's just a small example.
That's a
demonstrating
small example demonstrating what I'm talking about. How much energy and precious fuel did you lose over a period of a year in just that little moment?